Welcome to another episode of Odd Mic. My name is Dotun Roy, and in the studio I have Comrade Adewale Austin. Comrade Adewale Austin, welcome to Odd Mic.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, the conversation on the table today is about decamping and defection that's going on in the country right now. You know, by our politicians, major stalwarts in major political parties. We have APC, we have PDP, we have ADC, we have XDP, and all over the news, we have been hearing one governor, sitting governor, those in the Senate, moving from, while it's still in the office, moving from one party to another. And why do you think that is necessary? Or their political career? Why do you think it's necessary?
Yes, good morning for having me as a guest this morning. Yes, to lend my voice to why politicians they come from one party to another because of basically they have to survive. They have to, as a career politician, they have to move to another party by so doing, be strategic to remain in power. Because you see, as a politician, what makes them survive in politics is moving from party, especially if they cannot remain in that party, if they cannot maintain power in that party, if they cannot remain in that party, if they cannot win election in that party where they are, they will possibly move to another party. And that's why you see politicians strategically negotiating a move to another party just to remain relevant in the polity of the country.
All right. So I think this is a trend actually, because since we move into Fourth Republic, there have been consistent decamping and defection among the top politicians, top stalwarts. So Rufai Oseni or Oseni Rufai, I don't know, that popular critic on our Rise TV, actually made a tweet and he listed out top politicians that have defected or decamped from the other party that made them. Now, he made, now the most funniest one is among them, starting from Bola Tinubu, who is current president of our country. It decamped from AD to AC, from then AC to APC. But I think from that AC, I think they were just a change of name. It's like a metamorphose. They metamorphose to become APC. Then the one that's funny to me in this one is Aminu Tamboa moved from ANPP to DPP to APPP.
I'm back to
That we move from ANPP to DPP back to APP, then again to PDP. You understand? To APC.
to PDP. Yes.
See, so what do you have to say? Just like you say, you see, because he wasn't winning election, that's why he's moving like that.
You see the trend of politicians defecting from one party to one party, going by historical antecedents, is from the First Republic, when the NCNC has to decamp to the party of what you call it, Awolowo, you understand, to become the premier of the Western region. You see, this is a trend that continues from time to time because you see, politicians, they love to remain in power. It's always a strategic move them that look, which party do you think has that possibility of an election? See, and this basically is driven by internal conflicts, lack of internal democracy, internal party politics, internal lack of internal democracy, where things are shrouded in secrecy, where you feel you cannot win election in your party. They tend to move to another party where it has the possibility of them winning election. For example, if you look at the 2015 election that brought in Muhammadu Buhari, it was like a tsunami that brought in even politicians that long believed that their career was dead. That tsunami brought them back to limelight. So those are the part of the things.
All right. So okay, you are a party card carrying, a PDP card carrying member, right? I mean, strong. You are becoming the stalwart just there.
Yeah.
And you're also a convener of National Progressive Movement,
Democratic Initiative Support Group.
Oh,
DSIG.
You are a politician.
I'm a politician myself. Yes.
So now let me now ask you, what is the fate of PDP in all of this? Because now there's a tweet that I read, like in the comment on Facebook actually, that somebody calls himself Benjamin Ode, You can't actually say that's their name. They already have pseudonym of they also. I will say he called himself Benjamin Sode. Now he said the recurring decamping of PDP stalwart across Nigeria is the affirmation of the party's imminent obscurity. In as much as I detest one party system, I'm particularly happy to witness this massive rejection of PDP as a party. So that's why I ask you, what the fate of PDP? Because it seems it's the most affected party.
Yes,
Exactly.
you see,
Citizen.
PDP is one of the major political party in the country. It has large followership. It has a structure built across the nook and crannies of this country, 774 local government wards. It has a structure. So you see, politicians look for that a vehicle, that platform that they can launch their political aspiration.
Yeah.
And PDP is one of those. Of course, things are not looking nice now for PDP because of the internal accord that is going on, especially between the two major stalwarts. His Eminent Atiku Abubakar and Wike, who are battling for the control of the party structure against 2027. And that's why you see a whole lot of politicians are being agitated that, look, if these issues continue, how do I realize my political aspirations? And they look for another platform to aspire to run for election. And you see a whole of them discussing negotiation, aligning with other parties that have all it takes for them to realize their ambition. And that is why you see where we are today. But that is not to say PDP is, death is imminent. Of course, it can lose election, but it will still remain what it is as one of the largest political party in Africa.
Now, I love the fact that you said PDP still remain one of the strongest parties we have in Nigeria.
Yeah.
But from the prediction of people, predictions that have been coming out now, this is another prediction from Ganduje. He said PDP will collapse before 2025 ends. When key people are moving from one powerful party to another party, you should know that something is going to happen. Now, let's go back to Atiku and Wike. You mentioned both of them. They are key figures in the PDP. Now, how do you think both of them will cope if those who are supposed to be backing them are exiting the party? Let's just look at that. How do you think they can cope? Now, I want us to discuss both of them separately because Wike himself, it's someone that is a stubborn politician. Let me use that. He has refused. He has maintained PDP, and a lot of people thought he will move, but the fact that he's still there, I would say he's still giving PDP some kind of hope that they will survive 2027 or come 2027.
Yes.
Then now let's talk about Atiku being the strongest political party and strongest key person in that party. How do you think he will survive? I want to put that question to you. How do you think he will survive if Wike, for instance, suddenly decamp from PDP?
Well, see, these are discussions that has been in the public domain.
Yeah.
You see, I admire the likes of His Eminence Barrister Nyesom Wike very much, even His Excellency Atiku Abubakar. But however, you see, the personality around these people is what I'm also looking at now. Wike is a personality on his own. Likewise, PDP. And imagine what PDP was after the defeat of the presidential election in 2015. You could see the who and who in PDP left that party. For who? PDP would have long been dead. But for the likes of Nyesom Wike, who remained where he was, he sponsored that party. He sponsored everybody, everything that needed the party to bring them back on the feet. And that's why you see PDP is still where it is today. Fine, things cannot go the way we all want. There's give and take. It's not about negotiation. It's not about aggregation of interest. Now, a whole lot of people believe that Wike is still bitter with the defeat of the primary election, the presidential primary election that he lost to His Excellency Atiku Abubakar. But not minding, he's also trying to balance the polity, where he did mention that, look, if the primaries is being thrown open and the likes of Atiku Abubakar won the presidential ticket, who is from the north, the chairmanship of the party should also be shifted to the south to balance the polity. Why are you from the north central still remains the party chairman? So these are the contending issues that is still affecting the party up to today. So coming back to 2027, that was maybe this will actually bring the demise, bring the final burial to PDP. I don't see that happening. Of course, you see, politicians will always be strategic in their thinking. They will always be strategic in their move. You see, they are already negotiating. Why KST remain in PDP, although he's been on loan, like I will tell people that he's on loan to APC. You can see what he's doing. That's why I say the personality around Wike is even above what you think you can today. Forget about whether he's a PDP or APC. He alone is even doing something wonderful that everybody can see in FCT today. And I'm so proud of him. You cannot give power to another northerner. Buhari has completed 8 years. It is unheard of. It is you being marginalizing the Southwest or the South as it is. So we're saying that His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, though he to contest, but we don't see that favoring the party if he goes ahead to contest for the party, to contest for the presidential election in come 2027. Because of course, things are not, it's not going to favor all people. Nigerians are looking how to balance the politics. Mind you, the likes of Wike are still promoting, what do you call it now, to balance the power. He's still saying that, look, in their last NEC meeting, Wike is still saying the presidential should be zoned to to the south. So if that is done, so where do we leave the likes of Atiku, that people believe that he is the sole candidate that can bring back PDP? A lot of politicians in PDP that can bring back the party from the southwest.
All right. So, okay, now you just said that the zoning to the north is getting too long.
Okay.
That PDP party members are clamoring for the south, for the zoning of the residential years to be in the south. So, do you think that will be possible? Or come 2027?
Yes. Now, it now behoves on the leaders of the party.
Okay.
They have to go with the trends of events in the country where the masses are clamoring that, look, there should be the balance of power, there should be balance of policy. You understand that these things now, that is the turn of the southerner to be the president of this country. You understand? If peradventure and Asuwaju cannot even continue 2027, a southerner should fill up the space for come 2031 that will be zoned back to the north. So that is the politics of equality. That's the politics of balance of power. That's the politics of inclusion.
Okay. Now, you being the internal member,
Yes,
card carrying member of PDP, do you think that will work? Will happen 2027 election?
nobody has the monopoly of to see whether it's going to work or not, or it's not going to work. It's all about negotiation, discussion, which is ongoing.
All right, that will be fine. So now, why that is ongoing, that another news that the governor of Akwa Ibom has also notified the member that is moving. So how is the PDP reaction to it?
You see, Governor Eno, in his own wisdom of Akwa Ibom, in his own wisdom and capacity, has the right to deflect as so wish, because it's even enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic in Section 40 that there is freedom of association. Okay. However, this freedom of association is being limited in some quarters, especially to the National Assembly members, that you cannot just decamp like that, except there is a division in the party at the national level, or if there's a merger of parties, then you can. But for the likes of governor, members at the state level, they can decamp freely. But however, the governor Governor Eno of Akwa Ibom, as you just mentioned, is an executive member, you understand, of the party. He can decamp because, of course, these are the things that's in the public domain that a lot of people are saying, because he has seen it, what the president is doing. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that is from the south, and this thing should also be to the south. They're also trying to balance the policy, and of course, they're also trying to make a strategic move that to see where they can also survive ahead of 2027. If the PDP is not giving them that needed support, it's not giving them the needed platform to continue in power, of course, they have to move to a platform where they can continue to perpetuate themselves in power, in office.
Yeah.
And for now, because of the rancor in PDP, APC is an alternative option for them to move into for survival. Don't forget about that. That's why you see most of them decamping. Yes.
All right. So what I would like to go to the founding members of PDP.
Yeah.
founding members like former President Olusegun Obasanjo. What do you think? Why do you think he has remained or stay put in PDP? Why do you think he has remained there? He has not decamped. He has not. He has been consistent and loyal to that party. Why do you think so? Why do you think he stayed there?
No, he's eminent former president Aremu Kikiola Obasanjo, a founding member of the PDP. You understand? When he became the president in 1999, that he joined the party. I mean, joined PDP in 1998 and became the president in 1999 till 2027. You know, he has been very instrumental to the success of PDP and the governance of this country while he held sway as the president of the country. But in 2018, because of the internal rancor, lack of internal democracy in the party, and all of that, I think he decamped. I mean, he left the party. He even tore his card publicly.
Yeah, it was like, to me, I thought it was a rumor.
No, it was true. He tore his card publicly. You know, denouncing his membership of the party.
Never really joined any other.
No, he never really joined any party. In 2022, he came back to the party. So he remained.
That's why I used the one loyal.
Yes, he remained a card-carrying member of PDP till date, but a non-executive card-carrying member. He's just there as an elder statesman that every aspiring politician will always run to seek his political guidance and support. You know, so he has remained constant in that regard.